Hello Legion men, boys, girls, dogs, and cats, and welcome back to Calm Down Level Up. Today we're here again, holy shit, welcome back, to running a game from World War I to World War II. Well, let's just recap the whole thing so far since this is the final. Basically we had World War I, where we had a Central Powers victory. Austria-Hungary did very well, Germany did very well, Italy and France did poorly, and quite a lot, like the Ottomans are still alive. The United States joined in the Entente, but they still lost. Anyway, World War I ended with the Central Powers victory, and then we got to early to mid-1930s, where the Soviet Union decided it was going to be extremely aggressive and start attacking countries. It attacked the Ukraine, which got its independence, after World War I ended, but then was annexed by the Soviet Union. But now Germany, after winning its war against the Soviet Union, has annexed the entire thing, including Georgia. Except the only one part of the Soviet Union that they didn't annex for some reason, even though Austria had the entire thing capitulated to Austria. But Japan got a tiny bit of an island over in the east. Now we're basically waiting to see if we might have some sort of Italian-led fascist axis, which would be extremely fun to watch. Really quick, big thanks to my patrons, Foosh, Rodney, Salvio Bjornsson, Jeremy Houston, and Infinitum Gamer. Thank you everybody for being patrons, and if you would like to be a patron as well, please make sure to check out the link in my description. I would very much appreciate it. Okay, the Italians have landed their full army in Somalia for revenge, it seems. They're still having a hard time in Eritrea, but they are holding, and the Ethiopian divisions are not going to be able to push past that. It looks like this is going to be the death blow to Ethiopia, at least. Whoa, the Ottomans declared war on Greece. I actually did not expect that coming. So we have... Yeah, so we have the Central Powers have declared war on Greece. I guess Turkey has some claims. Oh, Crete. That makes sense. And I guess, was everyone called... Oh, France called the UK. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, Austria joined. We have... Okay, World War II's back, boys. I don't even know what really happened here. The Ottomans declared war on Greece for some stupid claim or something that they had. And that brought in the entire, like, what is this faction called? European Coalition. Okay, so the European Coalition is now here, and it's ready to fight. The Soviet Compact is still around. Oh, yeah, shit, look at this. They're still there. They've got their one division. I think Mongolia might have more divisions than the Soviet Union now. Wow, war is back in Europe again, boys. This is what we were waiting for. So we don't have a, like, Italian-French sort of fascist axis, which is what I was kind of hoping for. Whoa, look at this arm. Look at this French army. It's insane. Portuguese Republic joined the European Union. Okay, so Portugal rejoined. This is basically just World War I again. Right? It's pretty much the same war. And I guess Italy could really join either side. German Empire is calling members in. They could really join either side. It just depends on who they want to take land from. Okay, Germany's trying to hold. They are starting to lose a couple provinces here and there, though. Romania joined. Okay, they were not in the first World War I, but now they are in this World War I. World War II. They're in a bad position here. As you can see, their army is pretty big. It's, let's see, 23 to 46. What is the actual? Oh my god! The game's so laggy. I'm trying to observe. Okay, 38. They're dead. They're dead. They are absolutely surrounded by all sides by enemies. Is Turkey? You happy with yourself here? You happy with your war against Greece for, I believe, just the island of Crete? Wow, this is insane. There is a lot of fighting happening right here. I would like to see what the casualties are like. I'm sure they're already high. Okay, Oman is in the war officially. That's scary. UK's only lost 500. Where's France? France has lost 43,000. Where's Germany? German Empire, 14,000. Okay. I think the French are losing a lot. Kind of quickly. Romania is but a tiny little pocket of isolated troops now, and that it's barely holding on to its own capital. There was a large encirclement that got cut off, and they lost all of those divisions. So I think their army size is probably cut in about half of what it was. But that's not going necessarily the same over here in the Western Front. France seems to be doing really well and is pushing Germany back and almost is pulling off some sort of encirclement against the German forces that are on the front line. Okay, France is doing support the right. So they do have the possibility of leaving the Allies and creating France First or the Italian-French axis, which I don't really know what that's called when that forms. I don't know what the alliance name is, but if it happens, I'd be very excited to see what it is. Alright, so I did have to reload the save after a crash. It's now actually March 1935, and it's a little bit different from what we were just watching. We actually have, the North American Association. Oh no. So we have a little bit of a different allied alliance here. France did just join the war against the Central Powers, but it looks like the UK didn't. So I'm sorry for this somewhat change in what happened. I'm going to skip most of it, though, because a lot of it's going to be the same, like Romania. Except for Panama joining the North American Association. Alright, so Egypt did just join the war, and Egypt actually does have quite a large army with 66 divisions. It is still a tributary of the UK, and the Ottomans' army is nowhere in the area. It is doing other things. So Egypt is now invading the Ottomans with quite ease. In fact, the Ottomans right now are actually fending off a Greek invasion, but at the same time, they are doing pretty good against Greece. Look at this, they're already at Athens. We have had the capitulation of the Greek army in Greece for the most part, in encirclements, and a large portion of the French army too was here defending Greece, and they've all been encircled. And we're kind of looking at a greater Bulgaria right now, which makes me pretty happy. On the German-French front, the French have pushed the Germans back a few tiles, but it's for the most part a stalemate, a lot like the First World War I. I'm calling this World War I 2, France's Revenge. I think that's a pretty good name. World War I 2, Revenge of France. If this was a movie. You know, how about that? It is the 28th of November, 1938, and Italy just declared war on Portugal. Holy shit, this is basically going to bring them into the Central Powers, I think. Let's see if they join. I mean, it seems like they will, because Portugal is, of course, in the other faction. Yes, there they go. This might change some things. I mean, obviously, it's going to secure the Central Powers in Europe quite a bit more, and actually in Africa a bit too, because that's going to give the Central Powers a way into Algeria through another, actually, and into Tunisia as well, through another border. The Central Powers are already doing super good in Africa, and they've already taken most things. And now with Italy in on it, it's like even more of the continent's turned black. The problem with Italy, though, is they only have 5,000 manpower, and that's because they've built so many divisions, which means that if they start attacking on the French border, they're probably going to lose their manpower really quick. That would result in them getting pushed back and actually become an endangerment to the Central Powers, but we'll see where it goes. The German-French front is extremely stagnant here at this line, with Luxembourg still being held by Germany and a few provinces that are in modern-day France still under their control. Alsace is still under their control. But the territory that they gained after World War I has been, for the most part, taken. They've done a really bad job trying to push the Allies back and retake the land. They've mostly just been pushed back and then held. Wow, Tunisia built armored cars. Look at that, those are Tunisian armored cars. And those are extremely outdated looking armored cars for 1938, by the way, Tunisia. The Italian manpower actually seems to be going up somehow, even though they are attacking. Maybe they just brought up their conscription and it's slowly going up right now. So, they're losing the battles, but they are applying pressure on a place that has not had pressure before, which could cause the French to divert troops from the north down to the south. We never know, though. Also, France has attacked Sardinia, so we could see either Corsica or Sardinia fall to either side here. Also, guys, South Africa is actually independent. It is still leaning towards the Allies. Actually, what is the faction called again? It's called the North American Association. I totally forgot about that. I think actually America is the leader. Woodrow Wilson is still the president. Well, that's a little disturbing, but okay. The United States, France, and the United Kingdom all need to fall before this North American faction actually dies. Looking at the death tolls, 13.2 million dead for the basically the Allies faction, the North American Association, and only 8.6 million dead for the Central Powers. Still a lot on both sides, obviously, but I think this war was more devastating than the first one. Some of you also wanted to see an update on China. China's doing okay. They're just sitting over here, not really doing much. They have 282 divisions, 131 military factories, so they're actually pretty strong, and they have more men and manpower than the North American Association actually has in deaths. So that's pretty crazy. But I was pretty happy when I saw this, that Italy actually declared war on France. Actually, no, on Portugal. But I was pretty excited to see when Italy declared war on Portugal. I was just so happy to see that they switched sides again. All right, boys, it's January 24th of 1937, and the war is pretty stale, actually. It's not too much is happening. It's almost as stale as World War I was, except for the Balkan front obviously ended pretty quick. There was a pretty long holdout of Allied forces in Athens, but it looks like they've since all retreated to the island of Crete and abandoned Athens. They were under siege for a long time, and look at this Allied force sitting on Malta as well. That's pretty crazy. But right now I want to do an update because there's a few kind of key things happening. One is the Ottoman and Central Powers invasion of Egypt is currently being undertaken. It's happening, boys. Egypt might fall eventually, which would be insane. Of course, I think I showed you this, but if I did not, Ethiopia has been annexed by Italy, and Italy is finally going down their tree. Did they do... No, they haven't made their own faction yet or anything. Italy is doing Albanian occupation, which of course is down the road of their start annexing things path. They haven't done befriend Bulgaria yet, but they have done claims on Yugoslavia, which gives them claims on Slovenia and Dalmatia. But they've lost opinion with, I think, Serbia? Yeah, Serbia is -40 with Italy now. So that puts them in a little bit of a rough position with the Central Powers. I'm still not really sure which side that Italy will join. They're making claims on Austrian territory, obviously. But they also have claims on Savoy, and that could happen as well. France is now very close to being fascist. They're democratic right now. They're not doing any focuses, so they're just holding out. They've done France first, so they can create factions and possibly will in the future after this war is over, which I don't think I'll be continuing, but we never know. So Italy might do the Pact of Rome or whatever it's called, and that'll be really cool to see who would actually join that. Possibly Bulgaria would leave the Central Powers and join it, possibly Romania, possibly some others as well. Did Spain even have a civil war yet? No, I don't think they did. Republican Spain. They might not even have a civil war. Maybe that event has been removed from the game in this mod. I'm not too sure. Also, Japan is not doing any focuses. They do have the ability to actually invade. Actually, no, I guess they don't, because Germany has to be at peace with the UK for them to do Leave Entente and then do all this stuff that actually leads them to invading Manchuria. So they don't even have the ability to invade Manchuria until the war's over. So I guess Italy has strategic reasons to possibly join either side. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think Italy would love to have a bit of Egypt, wouldn't they? Oh, and I guess Italy is sending volunteers to the Ottomans. Yes, so Italy is technically supporting the Central Powers here. Also, Mexico has been completely destroyed and are occupied yet again, just like the previous war. And welcome back, everybody, to a couple days later. I haven't had too much time to record, and I apologize, but the war is pretty much over, and I would like to show you the results. The event that basically ended the war that I'm deciding that I'm going to stop recording at is the, again, capitulation of France. So they have just... Or let me just show you this really quick first, though. This is the final casualties. 18 million for Central Powers and 25 million for North American Association. But look at this. So France did just capitulate. Italy now controls Corsica and a bunch of southern France. They control a bit of Algeria. And actually, Africa turned out really nice. There's a lot that just went to Germany, and a ton went to Austria-Hungary. Ottoman Empire got Egypt back. Italy controls this entire corner now. Central Powers just look really nice, except for the fact that obviously Germany annexed the entirety of Russia, which is really annoying, and I hope maybe it doesn't happen next time we try something like this. But man, this was really cool. This was a really fun game, and I really appreciate everyone's support on these videos. I am going to do some more of these. I have some ideas, and if you guys would like to tell me in the comment section what you guys would like to see, please go ahead. But my main idea was I was going to run a game with the Cold War mod for a while, let that run up until the year 2000, and after the year 2000, I'll import the Cold War mod's borders into Millennium Dawn, And I think that would be pretty cool, and I would obviously change all the ideologies to match. And then the other video, which I think I'm going to do first, actually, because a lot of you guys requested it, is I'm going to go back to 1935 or 1936 or wherever that was in this game. It might be before, I think I'm going to go before Germany actually annexed the Soviet Union. We're going to take those borders, we're going to bring them into Kaiserreich, and we're going to do World War II all over again, but with Kaiserreich instead. So you should be seeing those coming pretty soon. But tell me which one you kind of want to see first in the comments, and also tell me if you have any other ideas. And then eventually this is going to culminate into one final series of something like this, where I plan on it being, you know, we start with World War I, except we're not going to do 2 videos in World War I. We would keep it down to 1, because this would be a lot longer of a series. Find out who wins World War I. If it was the Central Powers, we'd bring it over to Kaiserreich. If it was the Entente, we would bring it over to Base Hearts of Iron 4. Then, at the end of World War II, I think probably like the year 1950 or so, or whenever the wars stop, we bring it over to the Cold War mod, and then that runs for a while, and then we bring it over to Millennium Dawn. So that would kind of be the final epic series that is resulting out of all of these sort of tests. But again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this, make sure to hit like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys are new. Tell me what you guys liked and what you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.